Vijayalakshmi of Mysore was asking about this Panchamaha Kosha. So I'll just brief it a little and then continue with it. If I'm right, this Panchamaha Kosha in that way is not explained in Vedas. We have got in Vedas the concept of three entities which can be matched with this concept of Panchamaha Kosha. So the things will be clear. So the three entities what you speak of in the Vedic light, they are Sat, Satchit, and Da. These are the three entities. These three entities are eternal. They are beginningless and endless. They are the basic entities in the universe. Apart from these three, there is no fourth entity. So when I say entity, it means they exist on their own. Neither of them is responsible or required for the existence of the other. For the existence of Sat, Satchit is not required. For the existence of Satchit, Satchidananda is not required. For the existence of Satchidananda, Sat or Satchit is not required. They are all independent existences. None created the other. That's also another very important thing. Sat did not create Satchit or Satchidananda, and in the same way, Satchidananda did not create Sat or Satchit. They were not created by any of them. They just exist. From time immemorial, when you go back, and will continue to exist forever in the future also. Now this is a concept of the entity, what I am speaking of, Astitva. So in this entity, as I am telling Sat, Satchit and Satchidananda, Sat means that it just exists and is not aware of its existence. It is not conscious. It doesn't have the awareness that it is so and so and it is existing. No, it just exists. And the second one is Satchit, Sat plus Chit. Sat means, of course, this also exists. Chit means it is aware of its existence. It knows. It's got the consciousness. But still it lacks that Ananda or the bliss. Where the third entity known as Satchit Ananda, Sat plus Chit plus Ananda, it exists, it is aware of its existence, it is consciousness, plus it is also bliss, Ananda. Sat plus Chit plus Ananda. These are the three entities that Vedas speak of. Now, if I have to compare these things with that Panchamaha Kosha concept, Annamaya and Pranamaya Kosha, the first two, the match with this Sat. Sat means Jada. It has no consciousness, it is not aware of anything. It just exists like a piece of stone, like a piece of wood, any other object. These objects are made of the Panchabhutas. The Panchabhutas basically are made up of Mula Prakriti, and that Mula Prakriti is the Sat, the Jada, the raw material for the creation of this whole materialistic world. Now that can be referred to as Annamaya Kosha and Pranamaya Kosha. Then we come to Satchit. Here there is awareness. Here there is awareness, here there is an instrument which takes care of the thinking, analysis and so many other things. So this Satchit can be understood as the Manomaya Kosha and the Jnanamaya Kosha. Manomaya Kosha and the Jnanamaya Kosha. And the last one, Anandamaya Kosha, is to the Satchidananda. This could be a rough comparison to the Panchamaha Koshas and the three existences, three entities that are spoken of in the Vedas. Annamaya, Pranamaya equal to Sat. Manomaya, Jnanamaya is equal to Satchit. Anandamaya equal to Satchidananda. So here little confusion are there when we go for this Kosha method. Because when you speak of Jnanamaya Kosha, it overlaps on Satchit and Satchidananda. Satchit also has got his Jnana, Satchidananda also has got Jnana. The difference is, Satchit has got Jnana in a limited sense. It's not omniscient. Whereas Satchidananda is omniscient, Sarvajna. So the Jnana is not only in Satchit, it's also there in Satchidananda. So this clarity is not available in the Kosha system, but it is available in the three entity concept, Sat, Satchit, Satchidananda. In Satchidananda, Chit is there. So there is no confusion. It exists, there has got knowledge, and it is bliss. So this seems to be more clear. Sat, Satchit, Satchidananda. We are familiar with the word Satchidananda, but we know it as just a proper noun of some person, but it's a technical term in Veda. Satchidananda. Okay, this is a brief explanation to that Panchamaya Kosha. So it's not very clear. There is again overlapping between Annamaya and Pranamaya, because both mean the same thing. Anapranane is the root. From that Anapranane comes Anna. Prana is there in that. And Pranamaya Kosha, again Prana is there. Pra plus Anna. So the bifurcation line between the two is not very clear. Maximum we can take it as Annamaya is any material, Pranamaya is the vegetative part of the world. That we can take it as Pranamaya. So clarity is there in these three entities, Sat, Satchit, Satchidananda, and that is Vedic, and it answers all our questions very clearly. So that seems to be a better concept. Now we'll go to the piece of the Veda mantra. Sa Acharyam Tapasa Piparti. Tapasa Piparti. Sa Acharyam Tapasa Piparti. Atharva 11.5.1. 11.5.1. Sa Acharyam Tapasa Piparti. So when you break it up, it is Saha Acharyam Tapasa Piparti. Piparti Purana Palanayoho. Purana Palanayoho. Saha, here Saha refers to the Antevasi. Antevasi is the pupil, the student. Antevasi he is called as because he lives within the Gurukula with the teacher, with the mentor. He lives within. Therefore, he is called as Antevasi. One who lives in, one who lives with. Acharyam, the teacher. Tapasa, through his tapas, penance. Piparti will satisfy the teacher. He gives satisfaction to the teacher through his tapas or penance. Atharva 11.5.1. Saha Acharyam Tapasa Piparti. Because that Acharya A has come, that Visarga will go, it is Sa Acharyam Tapasa Piparti. Now to go into the details of it. The right way of educating children is to observe them all the 24 hours. It is a part-time job as it is today. They got educational institutions, children go there and be with their teachers for a few periods, for a few hours, and they get off. But education is not just imparting information, is not just imparting some knowledge. It is building up the very character of the person. That is real education. Education is Charitriya Nirmana. Charitra is character, behavior, personality. It is molding the personality of a person and making the person holistically a useful citizen of the world is real education. That's the concept what I got in the Vedic texts. They are very clear. They are very clear. It's not just giving some information. It is molding the personality. So the personality has to be molded. The person has to be under scrutiny throughout the day and night. Every action of his, every thought of his, every word of his has to be monitored. Only then personality can be molded, not otherwise. So in the Gurukula system, the children used to stay with the teacher and the teacher used to mold the character and personality of the student. That was the concept. And this way of building up the personality and character of a student is so strong, A lot of values can be instilled in the student. And the student ultimately becomes a responsible citizen of the universe, a responsible citizen of the world. Even the enemies, even the intruders, invaders on India have acknowledged this strong system of education in India. Just to quote one, Max Muller. You have heard of Max Muller? He has made a speech after visiting India in the Parliament of England. There he says, I have travelled throughout the length and breadth of India and I have never found a beggar, I have never found a thief. And he also says, because I have observed that their education system is so strong and powerful that you can never think of a beggar or a thief. That means the education system imparts such a culture, imparts such a personality, imparts such a behavior, character in a person that he will never go astray. He will always take the right path with values. That's how the education system is. This is how acknowledges it in the Parliament of England. Around 1830s, 1832, 1834. That is nearly 180 to 90 years ago, he has acknowledged. That was the strength of system of education in India. Unfortunately, the very Machiavelli, he wanted to kill this system. He wanted to spoil this system so that he can make Indians slaves to the British Empire. So he introduces the Machiavelli system of education. And unfortunately, even today, the same system is working almost in every part of the world. There have been attempts to change the system of education, but not in a very, very serious way. And the best replacement to the present system of education is a Vedic system of education and nothing else. Because it concentrates on the development of the personality and character and Charitra Nirmana. That's the very essential thing, that's the very goal of education. It is not just to give a person some certificates and make him earn his bread. No. Earning bread is not the goal of education. Of course, the education will also satisfy the condition of earning bread, but that's not the goal. The goal of education is to build up a responsible, useful citizen of the world. That's the purpose of education. This has been rightly and clearly and precisely has been understood by the Vedic seers. Now, one who does such a thing only is called as an acharya. The word acharya also is like that. A plus charagatau, that's the root. Acharya. In the Nirukta, Yaska speaks about acharya. Acharya kasmat. As a question he raises in Nirukta. Why an acharya is called as an acharya? Why? Acharya kasmat. Then he answers. Acharam grahayati achinoti va. That's the answer he gives. The one who instills in the student by his own role model, is very important, by his own role model, the character and personality is called as an acharya. Acharya practices whatever he preaches first. And then he himself becomes a role model and tells his students, this is how you should be. This is how you should build up your character. This is how you should behave in the world. It's a responsibility that you have to take. You have a doubt? Look at me. Look at me. I'm an answer. If you look at me and if you follow every word and action of mine, yes, you will become a right citizen of the world. He himself will work as a role model. He is an acharya. Acharya is not just a word. It's a way of life. It's a commitment. It's a dedication. And that is a right teacher. A right teacher will influence, will motivate his pupil to lead a better human life. If a student in a Gurukula learns all these things and comes out, he controls himself. He polices himself. He practices the humanitarian values in his life on his own without anybody's force. No police is required. No military is required. No supervision is required. See? He knows what is right and what is wrong. He knows what to do and what not to do. And he follows it implicitly on his own will, irrespective of whether there is anyone to supervise it, monitor it or not. That's a personality, that's a character that a teacher instills, an acharya instills in the pupil. He becomes responsible citizen of the world. Now how he does it? And by doing so, he gives a lot of satisfaction to the teacher, contentment to the teacher. Teacher says, yes, now you are a worthy student of mine. Whatever effort I have put in building your personality, yes, it has reached its culmination and you are a right student. You are a responsible citizen of the universe. These words will come out of the mouth of the teacher and because of the effort that the student puts in. Now what is that effort? That is tapasa, penance, devotion, commitment, perseverance, practice, anything you call it. All put together is tapasa. Tapasa is to become matured. Tapane is the root of it. Tapo vai dvando sahanam, that's another definition for the word tapas. Tapo vai dvando sahanam. The student undergoes lot of experiments, experience in the Gurukula, and he becomes so matured. And at every step, he is guided by the teacher. Now this Gurukula system is not only for the boys, it is also for the girls. Acharyaha is tapane. Tapo vai Dvandva Sahanam. That's the explanation for it. Now, this Gurukula system is not only for boys, it is also for girls. We have got Balaka Gurukula as well as Kanya Gurukula. In Balaka Gurukula, we have got Acharyaha. Acharyaha is masculine gender. In Kanya Gurukula, they are guided by Acharya. Acharya. Acharya is the feminine gender of the word Acharya, the teacher, the mentor. We got one more word, Acharyani. Acharyani is not a teacher, but just the wife of Acharya. Wife of Acharya is Acharyani. Acharyaha, the teacher, male teacher. Acharya is female teacher. Even Acharyani has got her own role to play. She takes care of the children in the Gurukula as a mother because they are away from their house. They are brought to the Gurukula and they are left here under the care of the Acharya and the Acharyani. So they take care of them as their own children. All that motherly love is given to the children by the Acharyani. And the character building is taken care of by the Acharya in the Balaka Gurukula and Acharya by Kanya Gurukula, in the Kanya Gurukula. Now, this samskara, the samskara of taking the children to the Gurukula, that is called as Upanayana samskara. Upanayana. Upa is nearby, closer. Nayana is to take. To take our children near to the teacher is called as Upanayanam. So we should take our children to the Gurukula, to the teacher, and leave them there and come back. That is real Upanayanam. Today the whole Upanayanam process has become a mockery. Because there are no Gurukulas, there are no Acharyas. We perform that samskara and continue to keep our children with ourselves. No, that will be left with the teacher. That is real Upanayanam. Upa means close, Nayana means to take them. To take them closer to the teacher is called Upanayana samskara. There they accept the children and start molding their character, maybe for 8 years, 10 years, 12 years. It's a 10 years job. It's a 10 years job. Day and night they have to work. They have to observe all the children under their care and build their character, build their personality. It's a very strenuous job, and the one who is capable of doing it as a role model by himself is called an Acharya. Now this Upanayana samskara is a must, is mandatory to all children. It's mandatory to all children. In history we find some references where the kings had made a rule that the children are not sent to Gurukula by their age of 8. The parents used to be punished for not sending the children to Gurukula. That's compulsory education. By the time they reach 8 years, they have to perform Upanayana samskaram and take them to the Gurukula and leave them there. That's a must. Education was compulsory. And at the same time, this Gurukula was a center where the education was imparted free of cost. No fees, no donation whatsoever. Education or knowledge was never sold. It was free. That's a tradition what we have got here in the Vedic literature and the Vedic society. Education was free. And it was compulsory. Free and compulsory. So nobody can grumble, oh, I cannot pay the fees, how can you make it compulsory? They say, it's free, don't you worry. It is free, come on. Admit your children to the Gurukula and see that they become educated. It's our responsibility, don't worry. Then how do the Gurukulas run? That's another point to understand. Gurukulas are run by the donations given by the Grihasthas. Grihasthashrami is in the society. It was their responsibility. Not because they admit their children, irrespective of whether they admit their children to the Gurukula or not, whether their children study in the Gurukula or not, whether now they are studying or they are out. Irrespective of it, it was a responsibility of every Grihasthashrami, Grihastha Grihini to contribute a part of their earning for the running of the Gurukula. That was also mandatory. So they used to take care of the running of the Gurukula, and the Gurukula is to impart education to all the children and mold their personalities. And this Gurukula system and this Upanayinam was mandatory to every person, irrespective of caste, creed, race, nationality, gender. The purpose is the whole society should be educated, that's all. And there should be no hindrance in getting that education. No money consideration to get that education. It was free and compulsory. Just imagine a society where every person in the society is educated. A small clarification, don't get confused with literacy with education. It's very, very important. When I say educated, they may be literate, they may not be literate. That's a different issue. Building up of a personality, making a person a human being is more important. Imparting in them the human values is more important. They may be literate, they may not be literate. That doesn't matter at all. The whole purpose of education is to impart values, humanitarian values in them, so that they can follow it throughout their life and make themselves happy and make the people around them happy. Human values are very important. Imparting that is the main purpose of education, and molding their character and behavior is the crux of the whole education system. Parallelly, in the Gurukula, they used to impart skill. Depending upon the attitude of the student. They used to impart some skill, and that skill used to help them to lead their living. Skill used to give them the bread and butter side of the life. Okay, that's also given. That's not forgotten. But more than that, the emphasis is on building up the character and personality of the student. It's very, very important. So this used to take nearly 8 years, 10 years, 12 years. If they start the Gurukula way of life by the age of 8 approximately, which is 12 years, by 20 they'll be in their prime youth and very, very responsible citizens of the world with all knowledge. Imagine how the society could be. Yes, that's what exactly Max Muller saw in the 1830s and commented, I could not find even a single beggar, because everybody used to earn their living with their skill, and no thief because they had values in life. If there is corruption today in the world, it's because of the absence of this education system, Gurukula system. That is the main cause of all the corruption that we are seeing today. Now it requires a lot of monitoring, a lot of guidance, a lot of counseling that is to be given to the student, and the student has to work on it constantly. And that is what is called as tapas. Tapas, it's a penance. It's a concentrated effort. And during this phase of life, where he spends his time in the Gurukula under the monitoring of the Acharya, now that has been called as the Brahmacharya Ashrama. That's the Brahmacharya Ashrama, the first phase of life. Till 8 years, it is infancy and childhood. That's not disturbed. No responsibility, nothing. During that period, they sleep whenever they want. During that period, they eat whatever they want. During that period, they talk whatever they want. Okay, that's fine. But it cannot happen always. They have to be alerted towards the responsibilities of life, and that starts from the 8th year with Upanayana Samskara. Their life has to be disciplined, so the discipline starts. Of course, the lessons of discipline would have started earlier, but seriously it will start by the 8th year, Upanayana Samskara. And they are taken to Gurukula, left there. And there the teacher gradually trains them, instills in them the discipline, instills in them the character, instills in them the human values. And the student is asked to follow that implicitly. And he is asked to imbibe it with his perseverance. And that perseverance is what is called as that penance. And his only concentration is to learn and learn and learn and take everything to his heart and practice them. That's penance. No worry for him. Don't worry about the food. The brahmachari is told, it will be provided to you, free. Don't worry. You want shelter? Yes, provided, free. Don't worry about it. You want shelter? Provided. Food, clothing, shelter, everything is provided to you free. Education provided to you free. No worry. Full time, 100% you focus and concentrate on only learning and learning and learning. That's the brahmacharya ashrama phase. You learn, no. The teacher who is imparting that knowledge, he imparts not only the theoretical knowledge, he also imparts practical knowledge. He also imparts a lot of knowledge out of his own experience and experimentation. He teaches him the ins and outs of the human values. And practical skill also he will do it. One of the skill that they used to impart was Go Seva. Go Seva. Every Gurukula used to have a cow herd. And the responsibility of maintaining that cow herd was with the students, the Antevasi, the Shishyas. They used to take care of the whole cow herd. Rearing of cows itself is a wonderful skill. And the human value, what they pick up in that is compassion, love for all the creatures. It need not be only cow. It's just a, what is it, a representative. A representative. Upalakshana. So taking care of the cow will instill in the students, will instill in the pupil that compassion, that love for other creatures. That was very, very essential. And a person who rears cows for years, throughout his life can never be violent. Wholeheartedly he will practice non-violence. He will be compassionate. He will be with all mercy. Karuna, Daya, yes, that gets into his heart. And of course, it's a skill. It's a skill. Now, all this he will be asked to do, and his personality will be molded, and the student in turn, with all dedication, love, obeys the orders given by the teacher, and if he has a doubt, he will observe the way the teacher behaves under such circumstances and will take it as a guidance. And that's what we call as tapas. He does it wholeheartedly, no other worry, he has no other focus. It is one single focus, that is to know the human values, to practice human values, to build up his character. A to Z, A to Z. And because of his penance, his personality will be molded like a beautiful blooming flower, which is very, very useful to the society and the world. And when the teacher is satisfied that has reached a certain level, as he will say, okay, your stay in the Gurukula is over. Now you are allowed to leave from the Gurukula. And that they used to call it as a samskara, called as Samavartana Samskara. Samavartana Samskara is equivalent to the present day convocation, where they will be awarded the degrees, the certificates, and with all that hood and other things to take it and go out. Now here, there was no such material thing. They used to present They used to present these outgoing children to the society in a grand function. Grand function. They used to arrange a grand function and introduce these children who are going out, these young youth who are going out to the society from the Gurukula. They used to introduce them to the society and tell them this is what they have learned. Their skill is in such and such a field. They have been molded as very good citizens of the world and society. These are their positive strengths. And society can use these positive strengths for the development of the society, for the welfare of the society. And these they will be giving free, no condition, because all this they have learned freely in the Gurukula. And the society has trained them in the Gurukula. So society has got a right over whatever skill they have got, whatever knowledge they have got, whatever positive things they have got. You can use it. Of course, they want to live. So for their living, whatever is required, okay, contribute to them. But there is no conditional relationship between what they are paid and what they give to the society. They are two different things. So they will be presented to the society in the Samavartana Samskara. And it's a very great occasion where we get to the society, such learned people, such learned young people who know things, who are strong enough to do things, to perform things. And everybody will be interested to participate in this such Samavartana. And even great scholars will flock to attend such Samavartana. This is a mantra. Tam jatam drashtum abhisayanti devaha. Devaha means all learned people and scholars. They will all flock to such a Gurukula where the Samavartana is taking place because they are so delighted. Because they will be happy to see the contribution of the Gurukula to the society, and these people will hereafterwards become people who contribute to the welfare of the society with their knowledge and with their sacrifice. Abhisayanti devaha tam jatam drashtum. It's a second birth for them from the Gurukula. Now that is why those people in the Samavartana Samskara who come out of the Gurukula, they are called as Dvija, the twice born. It's not a caste. It's not a caste. First they are born from the womb of the mother, next they are born from the womb of the teacher or from the womb of the Gurukula. So they are twice born. All who have taken education in the Gurukula and have come out of the Gurukula, they are all Dvijas. It's not a name for the caste. It's not a caste. Unfortunately, people who have got this Puranic background, they spoiled the whole issue. I have said Dvija are only Brahmin caste, the upper caste, lower caste, so many other things. But nothing of that sort is there in the Vedas. It's very clear. It's a compulsory thing, irrespective of caste, creed, nationality, and everybody compulsorily has to become a Dvija because they have to get educated in the Gurukula and come out of it. Another very important thing here is the teacher who is satisfied with the development of the personality of the student. So Acharyam Tapasa Piparti has already given a lot of satisfaction to the teacher for the efforts he has put in to build the personality and character of the student. Now, the teacher declares in the Samavartana Samskara to which Varna he belongs to. That's another point. Either his personality, his aptitude and attitude and learning matches that of the way of life of a Brahmin or a Kshatriya or a Vaishya or a Shudra. In which field he can contribute, that also a guideline will be given by the teacher in the Samavartana Samskara. He declares, the way I have observed, the way his personality is molded is suitable for his service in the field of Brahmin. Brahmin is a way of life, it's not a caste, it's a Varna, a choice. Now the choice has been taken by the student and the teacher has helped him to take that choice. It suits his Guna, Karma, Swabhava, Samarthya. And it's been trained in that. With the additional and special knowledge required for that way of life.
Guna?
Is a Brahmana, is a Kshatriya, is a Vaishya, is a Shudra.
What were the four things you said? Guna?
Huh?
You said four things. Based on his guna, samarthya.
Guna, karma, swabhava, samarthya. Guna, karma, swabhava, samarthya. Capacity, aptitude, nature, and the very liking, the very love, and his practical knowledge about it. Guna, karma. So, once they declare that he is a Brahmana, or Kshatriya, or Vaishya, or Shudra, yes, a lot of jobs are pending in this society to be taken care of by these Varnas. They'll say, okay, here you have got the work, you can come and serve here. They have got all their education knowledge in the shelter of the society through Gurukula. Now, whatever they have got from the society, now they are paying back to the society once they come out of the society. After satisfying the teacher is satisfied and is sure that this person will be a responsible citizen of the society here afterwards. He can never become an anti-social element, very, very important. He can never become a terrorist, he can never become an anti-social element, he can never become Samaja Ghatuka Shakti. No, he will not. To that an extent, the teacher would have trained him and would have satisfied, would have given that satisfaction to the teacher and promised him that I shall be a responsible citizen and serve the society. That's why he acknowledged, no thief, no beggar. It's not an exaggeration, it is quite possible. The only thing is, we have to follow the system what is available. That Gurukula system, we need not research it. It's already there. The only thing is we have to adopt it. We have failed in this adoption because of this Macaulay system. He wanted his system to be adopted and spoiled this system because he wanted all the people to be slaves of the British Empire. It's very high time that we understand these values, we understand the Gurukula system. We got several other mantras also. We speak of how this Gurukula system is there, how we have got the techniques to be followed in that Gurukula system, and what is the syllabi in the Gurukula system. Everything we have got it. We'll discuss those mantras in future. Here it says, Saha Acharyam Tapasa Piparti. A serious student, an ardent pupil, an ardent seeker of knowledge, who is in the Brahmacharya Ashama, he will practice, he will learn, and out of his behavior, knowledge and character, he will satisfy the teacher while he is in the Gurukula. And once the teacher is satisfied, yes, he will be sent out to the Gurukula and he will be contributed, he will present it to the whole society and he will serve the society. So all these things are there behind this one small piece of the sentence. Saha Acharyam Tapasatiparti. And it needs all dedication, all seriousness, all commitment. And that is tapas, penance. Acharyam Tapasa Piparti. This is a mantra from a piece of the mantra from the Atharva Veda. So it speaks of education to a very great extent. And this education, once again, I want you to observe that this is universal in nature. Though it is from the Indian origin, though it is from the Vedic origin, it is not restricted to only Indians or Hindus or any such thing what they call. This system of education is required for every society, every nook and corner of the world. And only where such an education system is there, yes, that society will thrive, will prosper. Because it takes care of the future generation, takes care of the future generation. The present generation takes care of the future generation, and the future generation will build a healthy and happier society. Anywhere, anytime, this is universal in nature. Sarvakalika, Sarvadeshika, even in every place it holds good. And Sarvajanika, it holds good for all people. Now this you have to observe. Every Veda mantra, every piece of the Veda mantra is always Sarvajanika, Sarvadeshika, Sarvakalika. You can verify it. Now these are the basic principles of educating a person. These are the basic principles for improving the character and develop and the behavior of a person, the personality. Now if this is done well, yes, We need no police, we need no military, we need no supervision. Everybody will supervise themselves. That's the best way possible. Self-supervision, self-policing is instilled in every person, and that is a character building, that's a behavior building. And this, the student picks up with all dedication, with all love, with all affection, with all obedience, with all perseverance, with all practice, all put together penance, tapasa viparti. He does all this and satisfies the teacher. Now tomorrow he becomes a teacher, and the same thing he will impart to the younger generation. The whole tradition keeps on like this, and the society improves day after day, day after day. But unfortunately, where the education system has failed, the whole human society everywhere in the world has been degenerating. Now, if you don't want this degeneration, it shall be our responsibility to once again bring back this Vedic system of education and educate our children in that method. And whatever other methods are there, yes, we have got certain other methods which some great educationists have invented, like pestology and other things. Pestology, Montessori. They all invented several other alternative systems of education, but the Vedic system of education is very, very holistic. It's very, very holistic. It takes care of all the facets and requirements of human life. It's a wonderful thing. So when you see the other mantras in Upanayana Samskaram and Vedarabha Samskaram, yes, you'll be able to understand these things still widely, still deeply. So when you come to those things, you'll see it. But this is only just a sample of all this whole system of education. Saha Acharyam Tapasa Viparti. He satisfies the teacher with his penance, with his perseverance, with his hard work, commitment, dedication. That's what this piece of the Veda mantra is. So thank you. So in all probability, I think we will have a class tomorrow also.
Sharma ji.
Okay. Yes, please.
One question. You said this mantra, this system of education can be followed even today.
System of education?
Can be followed even today for any time.
Yes.
Practically, does it happen?
Now, the thing is like this. The system has got degenerated since several centuries, not one day or 2 days. Now, to again reaffirm it and to again practice it, yes, it needs a lot of dedication, sacrifice. It can be done even now. Now, what I am telling this is not just a story. In our family, we have done it. All of you must be knowing, I have a daughter and a son. Now, my daughter and son have not been sent to any of these formal schools. They have not been educated under the formal or Macaulay system or any of these systems that have been given to us by our invaders. In our family, our children have been trained in this Vedic way. Not in the full way, but actually I made an attempt. They made an attempt and they have not been sent to any of these schools. No exams, no certificates, no marks. We have allowed them to pick up whatever they like according to their guna, karma, swabhava, samarthya. Now fortunately my daughter picked up Veda and Sanskrit as her liking, and my son is picking up sculpting as his liking. And we are encouraging them whatever they like, and they are learning and they are proceeding. And they are happy with the field they have chosen. No force, nothing. They are picking up their skills. Once they pick up their skill, yes, fine. They are acknowledging that once we pick up the skill, we are becoming more and more confident to lead our life. We are not worried about life. We can lead our life anywhere because skill is universal. If it is a certificate, yes, it is restricted by the geographical boundaries. A certificate given by one university may not hold good in another place, in another country. But it is a skill, it holds good anywhere. So that is a confidence they are feeling, and we have been practicing in our family. So that itself is a proof that it is possible. Not only that, we have got one more Gurukula which Shanti Tantri has already visited. That was near Mangalore, Puttur. There, the system of education is partly or in the direction of this Vedic education. Nearly 100 girls are learning there. It's happening now. It's happening now. It's not that they are full-fledged following the Vedic system, but they are trained as an alternative. Now, if this happens here and there, yes, the Vedic system of education can come out. Now, this Vedic system of education doesn't belong to India. There is no copyright for Indians or Hindus. It's universal. It's for the welfare of all. It's a process where we are building up, where we are contributing responsible citizens to the world who think widely, who think in a universal way with a broad mind. That's what we need today. If that is there, we will have no terrorism, we will have no disturbances in any part of the world, no thieves, no beggars. Not only as Macaulay acknowledged then, even now it can happen anywhere in the world. We can lead a very, very peaceful and wonderful life. But the only thing is, we have to instill the values in people, and that's the Vedic system of education. It's possible even today. The only thing is, we should do it with a wholehearted effort. A concerted effort is required. It's possible. Okay, thank you very much.
धन्यवाद.
Tomorrow we shall meet.